What is going on in this planet? In this moment of time? What are you doing? Are you driving your car? Are you playing video games? Are you listening to stuff on YouTube? What are you doing? Are you educating? I'm outside. I'm looking at the sky. I notice these white clouds that fly on by across the sky from horizon to horizon, murking up the sky, making it hazy, look like LA. What is that bullshit? What do they spray? Why do people not even listen to what's going on? Why is it so hard to believe that we're on a futuristic path to destruction, you see? And it might not be everybody, just the poor and stupidity that don't look up and don't fight back, who think that racist people still survive. It's craziness. It's ignorance. If you're racist, you're ignorant. I'm sorry to say. You can hate somebody because they're an asshole, because they're a piece of shit, they rob their mama, and they fucking raped your wife, or they fucking kill people in the street all day. You can hate those people, but that's not a race. That's just a mentality. How does that mentality come by? I would say manipulation of the system. Generations. Labeling generations. What happened to the generation before World War I? Do they have a name? The old generation? This is the way we've been raised for thousands of years. Let's completely alter the way we raise our children. Let's not hit them. Let's not grow men. Let's let them live at home till they're 25. Why don't they have a job? Well, I've been supplying them their whole life, so they don't even have the resources or the knowledge to even go out and succeed on their own. They don't even want to get hit. They've never been hit. So they're scared to get hit. So when they think that they're going to get beat up, or they're going to have confrontation with another male, they get a gun or a knife, just so they have a fair advantage, knowing that the other kid's probably been in at least a few fights and knows how to take a punch and knows how to throw a punch. Fighting used to be, people fought each other and then go home and just learn from that experience. Young kids don't experience. They aren't experienced in life. They haven't lived life long enough. They've been protected so far the first 18 years of their life. When I was 18, I was dying to get out of my house. My parents were just like, time to go. Sorry, you can't be here anymore. Time for you to go experience the world and become a man. Find a job, make money. Go to school if you can't teach yourself to learn. I mean, when I hear American kids bitch about they didn't get a good education or they didn't get into the college they want, I'm like, dude, there's people in Africa that can't get to a library to pick up a book. They can't get to a library to look up on the internet. It's like, even though they might want to know what you're learning, they still want to know that you're learning. You know, and for me, it's like I go on Google, I go on Yahoo, I go on the web. I look up things I'm interested in learning. I find out what kind of caterpillar this is. I find out how to grow this plant better, how to get juicier, sweeter vegetables, how to hook up a water pump, how to run my electrical in my house. Things that sometimes it's just easier to pay somebody to come and do, but to actually stand there and learn something new. And know that next time you won't have to call that guy because you'll know how to do it. It's just small things like that. Lately I've been growing. I'm trying to grow my vegetables. I'm trying to start a little, whatever you want to call it, sustainable. I'm not really big into organic anything. I consider anything organic comes from this earth and it's a natural, pulled out from the earth. I don't think you can grow organic vegetables because they're not naturally producing. So, I mean, you could put it in the ground and add amendments, bird shit, bat shit, chicken shit, steer shit, fish shit, worm shit. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's all basically natural resources. That bird shit and that shit is good to put in your ground to make you grow better vegetables. Sustainable. So I'm watching the sky and I've been noticing these chemtrails And I've been noticing them now for like 10 years now, but like in the last 2 years, I mean, it's just gotten crazy. To where I could almost predict the weather and better than the weatherman. You know, just seeing the way they cross the clouds, and just a day starts out at like 90 degrees at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then all of a sudden by 4 in the afternoon, it's like raining black clouds, blacker than I've ever seen them, like the cartoon clouds that pull over the sky, that just completely cover the sky in blackness, are the type of clouds I've been seeing. And scattered clouds and winds and just craziness. So I'm like trying to get out there and just express my mind on the internet, you know, and YouTube, and try this out. Like, how does this work? Do people listen? I mean, I understand that I'm just 1 in 7 billion people on this planet. Like, why does my opinion matter? Why does anybody's opinion matter? I mean, what do you live for? Do you live to be happy, or do you live to be rich? Do you live to be rich and happy? Do you live to control other people's lives? Are you a control freak? Do you have a Bentley? Do you have a Ferrari? Do you have a yacht? How about a plane? Huh? Or a flying saucer? Can you imagine that? Can you believe what's beyond imaginable? And know that it's probably a fact? Is that so hard to believe? When I tell people about like teleporting, it's like they had an episode on Nova on PBS about it. And it's like there's few people that know about it, and like a majority of the people in the world just think it's video game talk. You're talking about a video game, right? Teleporting? Teleporting's not real. Shit, that's just them releasing a little information to you to make you think like, oh, we know there's more technology, why don't we have it? Well, it's all about money, and I guess the money, it's like, when I hear these companies talk about billions of dollars, or fucking $200 million, sorry for that swear, I'm just, sometimes when I get angry and upset and I think about this stuff, it makes me want to swear, and the swearing normally suggests to a lot of people, like, in an angry, you know, you start getting angry, you start wanting to swear, it's just natural, I think. But anyways, I hear these people talking about having I see a Bentley, or the Audi R8 driving on the road, you know, and it's like, I know these are $100,000 vehicles. Multi-$100,000, million-dollar vehicles. I mean, where I live, seeing multi-million-dollar vehicles on the road is not a big thing, you know. And it just makes me crazy wonder why these people like continue for more money. It's like, you have a garage full of Bentleys, and that's like more than only people, like most people only would imagine dreaming of having a Bentley, that they could, something they could actually afford to drive around a house on the road, knowing that there's like a million dumb mothers out on the road, not thinking, drinking, texting, talking on their phone, heavily in the conversation with their wife. Just, I need to get to the party, where's it at? You know, it's just, people aren't even thinking about like what's really going on. And so this is just, I'm just gonna, maybe I'll start letting people know my opinion and just expressing myself, and hoping that there's some other smart people out there who are just like, it's like, what do you do? What do you do if you're like trying to protest the government and you know that they've been all bought out by Monsanto money, or DuPont money, or GE's money, you know? It's like this, the whole thing about having a lobbyist, like paying somebody to get your law passed. It's like the government should just be there for our protection, like helping us, like as a society. Like, we don't want our people to die, so we're not going to poison them with like poisonous food. We're not going to spray chemicals in the air and test what the chemicals do to like the planet and to the people, and we're going to be safe in our little glass box over here while everybody else is being experimented on. And that's how I feel. I feel like I've been experimented on. I seen Veterans Day was the crazy on 11, I think it was 11/11/11, and it was a Friday, because normally they have their parades on a Sunday, but this time it was on a Friday, which is weird because most people have work Monday through Friday, right? So giant Coast Guard plane, literally 100 feet, 200 feet above my house, and they say it's like a 500-foot limit. But this thing was so big, it was in between my house and my neighbor's house, below the tree line, and that's how I knew how big it was. I was like, and how low it was. And it was just, I thought it was on fire when it rolled up. And it just came right through, and it was weird because the wind was blowing from the south, which it normally blows from the northwest, but it was happened to be blowing from the southeast today. And I noticed that because the plane was flying so low, and it was just spraying something. Smoke. They said it was for the parade, but I just thought it was really awkward that, like, well, you have a parade on a Friday and it's normally on a Sunday, and it just happened to be on like an 11/11/11, which, you know, I mean, I guess you can just say, oh, that's just random, you know, but to me that's too coincidental for me to like believe that on 11/11/11 at 11 a.m. the government or Coast Guard was spraying smoke over the city of Petaluma. And they did like 5 flights, but they did it all on the mountainside, on Sonoma Mountain, or right before the mountain. Not that like anybody in the city was looking up at the sky during the parade, you know, because everybody's focused on what's in front of them instead of what's above them and what's under them. So for me, it's like I went and got my gas mask. I'm not gonna just be poisoned direct like that. But that's one of the things I've noticed with the weather and trying to start a farm is that, like, it's hard. The vegetables aren't growing like they normally do in the past years, you know. And it's like in the past years I just had a vegetable garden while I worked, you know, so I could eat some of my own food, so I knew where it came from. Now it's like with all this genetically modifying and not labeling and like finding corn, wheat, and soy and like every product on the shelf, it's made me realize that I just need to get back to the old ways and not like the new age, you know, stuff like that. It's like growing your own food, saving the seeds, allowing a quarter of your product to like reflower itself. You know, collect the seeds so you can have more seeds for the next year so you can grow more vegetables, you know. As your family grows, you need to produce more. So, and then maybe you grow a little extra and you want to help out your neighbors, or you want to sell it at the farmer's market, you know, because I mean, you still need to pay your electricity bill, and you still need to pay taxes, and you still need to pay for everything, and you got taxes on the food, and you got taxes when you buy something, and then you got taxes when you sell something. So it's like you got to have money to pay for all this taxes and pay for everything that you need to buy and resources. And for me lately, it's just been materials, you know, trying to like make my living situation a little bit better and trying to be happy. Ever since I've got on YouTube, it's been crazy, you know. You see all this stuff and it's like you can't believe everything you hear, but you gotta kind of like see through the bullshit and just read the lines that are actually imprinted in front of you, you know. Don't just think that it's like impossible, or because nothing's impossible. I mean, it might be a conspiracy theory, it might be the truth, it might be a lie, it might be a fact, it might be documentation from some company who's written out his daily activities. You just gotta understand and realize that, like, it's time to just get together and forget about the blacks. It's not the Mexicans, it's not the Asian, it's like world repression. Okay, you got all these people and they're like, now we're fighting for resources, and there's so many people, they're willing to work for $5 an hour, and it's like, really, who can afford to work for $5 an hour and have a family and pay car insurance and pay gas and buy food and pay your rent and everything? The list goes on and on and on, you know. There's all sorts of like money, cell phone bill, video games. It's like, what do you do on your days off when you've just worked 6 days in a row, like 10-hour shifts, and you only got paid like $300 and you're barely making like $40,000 a year, you know? I don't really make any money. I just sell my vegetables and I eat my own food, and then my parents help me out once in a while with like birthday money or whatnot that helps me stay afloat, you know. But it's like, for me, it's just happiness. It's like, I'd rather be working with the dirt and the animals, which I know not everybody has the same opportunities. So for me, I feel I'm very blessed for the opportunity that I've been given, and for learning all of this knowledge and realizing that I need to stay happy, but I can't just hide. Can't hide under a rock while we're being bombarded with rocks, because eventually those rocks are going to turn into boulders. And those boulders are going to come down and they're going to crush us. And we're going to be devastated, and we're going to have wished that we could just go back and stood up with our shields and built our force field around our community and around the people that really do keep this country alive, the people that work the 9 to 5, people that have billions of dollars and live in their little la-la luxury land with their yachts and their Bentleys and their Ferraris and their planes. Those people don't live. Those people don't even know what the real world is like. The real world is nasty, and it's cruel, and I mean, it's constant hurdles every day for everybody. I mean, I know a lot of people that live day to day, you know, or they get their checks and they go out and they drink and they just get obliterated. And then it's just back to work, another 9 to 5, because they just blew all their money at the bar and they didn't even think that they had to feed themselves. It's like they're eating top ramen and stuff. And for me, it's like, I don't really drink that much, you know. I have my Scotch whiskey. It's like, I love Scotch whiskey, you know, and I'm willing to spend good money on it, but I'm not going to buy it at the bar for $15, $20 a shot when I know I can buy the bottle for like $20. So it's like, I don't buy into that stuff, but it makes me aware and alive, knowing what's really going on. And I know I'm just ranting and raving, and I'm not too sure about putting my face up on the internet. I have done it before, you know. I had my Facebook account way back in the day, and then I just felt like they were asking too much information, and I got worried about that, you know. It's like, I'm entering in my personal information into a computer, you know. It's like, who knows where that stuff goes? I know that there's people that can access that information. I know that they're like watching us and emails, and it's not that like I have anything to hide. It's just like, you know, and I don't want them knowing that I'm like fucking my bitch in the ass, or like I got like 2 girlfriends and then like they bring their friends over and we have like fat girl orgies. It's like, I don't want them knowing my personal business, you know. It's like, that's just wrong, you know, and they don't have the right to know. And it's like, if the whole idea of like this one world system started out when they wrote the Constitution, why would they write the Constitution so well that it protected like literally everybody? And then it like, now they're trying to take it away by passing new laws, and it's like, where do these people get off to like, I can understand like as like society grows and people change and stupid people have bred to be stupider people and crazy people have bred to have crazier people, and now they're all mixed into society and there's stupid people and there's crazy people, so they have to make laws that like accommodate the stupid crazy people. But really, it's just like taking away everybody else's right because there's these stupid crazy people running around the streets, and it's like, you can't oppress like everybody just for one person's action. Like one kid like decided to jam his hand into an electrical circuit, and now they make it illegal for like humans to like, or civilians to even operate a gas pump or an electrical socket or use the toilet, or you know, like the TSA. It's like, what is this? Why is there so much police, law, and enforcement? I'm only gonna run this till 20 minutes. I don't want to like talk your guys' ear off. I don't know if you guys are even listening or if you even care who I am. Like I said, I'm 1 in 7 billion with a mind, and I'm ready to do something. It's just like, where do I start? How do I do it? It's like you're fighting an army of people that have an infinite amount of money. They have an infinite amount of power. They can do whatever they want to you. You know, and it's like, where do we start? Well, we do the Occupy thing. Well, we're wasting people that still have bills to pay. It's like, yes, you know what, I don't want to live on the street, and I understand that I could go to Occupy and help out the movement, but it's more about, well, let's just stop buying their products. Everybody. And it's like, everybody needs to, like, don't occupy the streets, like, occupy people's minds. Everybody, you know, talk to people, get your word out, word by word, till you have, it shouldn't be like 1 million or 2. There's 330 million people in this country. It's like, having 1 or 2 million people isn't going to really change. We need like 50 million. We need 100 million people 200 million people. It's like, there's not that many rich people. There's a lot of people that work the 9 to 5, and maybe we'll just work around their schedules, you know, like do it on a Saturday or a Sunday. And then just have them limit their products on what they're buying. Like, yes, it costs more to like buy something local, but the local cost is helping support this person's family, and you're already making $40 an hour, you know, and it's just like, it's a big circle of life. You know that that person made this product and he put his heart and soul in making like the best product out there. And that's why you pay $50 instead of $30, you know, for the Chinese piece of shit, you know, it's gonna like break in like less than a month or two, you know, even a year. It's like products only last for a year these days, and then they just die. It's like, remember in the 50s they made shit and it like never broke? I got a freezer from the 50s and it still works great, runs like a champion, never had a problem, even fell off a truck, and works like a champion. And I've bought new ones for like my meat and stuff like that, and it's just, they break. They just, after like 4 years, they're just like kaput, and it's like the warranty just happened to have run out like a few months before. So you end up getting screwed. But anyways, this is just a little wake-up call. It's just the very beginning of my little movement in life, so maybe I can open some people's minds and educate. You know, I'll be talking more in depth about other things that I see that are wrong. But I mean, I have great ideas and solutions for like how the rich people can even just stay rich and have their own little la-la land, and we can all be happy and work and know that like we don't have to work ourselves to death, and that 1 week in Hawaii or 1 week in the Caribbean isn't going to be a problem on our pockets or on our mental state or our stress levels, you know, of like what has to be taken care of at home. We're going to set ourselves back months just by taking this vacation. It should be just like, we take that vacation, we're happy the whole time, we get back, we're happy. You have like, money isn't a problem, you know, it's just like you're living your life. That's all. Alright, man. Hope you guys enjoyed my little rant and rave. I hope you have a great day. Just to show you how sunny it is today, and there's not one chemtrail out in the sky, is amazing. Play a little basketball, you know? Nothing. Just you wait. By this afternoon, there will be clouds and crosses and all sorts of things in the sky.